Once upon a time, I had this idea to take a little rowboat or a canoe and go out onto the lake on Christmas Eve with my guitar and sing Christmas songs on the water so that the people on the edge of the lake could hear this distant Christmas music coming from an unidentifiable source. I never did it. I always thought I wanted to do that. I probably would have regretted it. I probably would have fallen into the lake, got eaten by an alligator. So I'm glad I didn't do it. So now that I'm Papa and I'm working more with paintings than with guitars, maybe I did something similar. Somebody decorated a tree on the side of a lake, and it just sits there looking beautiful, and people who are curious about it will get into their canoes and go check it out. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? Make sure you take somebody with you. Make sure you bring some hot chocolate. I don't know why I didn't put a second person in that canoe, but I didn't. I didn't think of it till just now. But the idea of going out on a canoe at night to see a lonely tree that is lit for Christmas, I don't know, just something romantic about it. All right, I'm not necessarily a romantic kind of a guy, but I used the word romantic. How about that? I just used the word. You know, words are important too. All right, guys, I'm going to show you how I did this right now. So let's start with this idea of a tree, a lit tree, somewhere out in the woods. And I want that tree to be reflecting in the water. So I just make a triangle, very light. I'm just penciling it in super light so I can see it. And then I want a guy in a rowboat. Let's see. How big do I want the rowboat? Or maybe it's a canoe. Yeah, I guess a canoe. So I have always had this fascination with doing something in a canoe at night on the lake. Now I don't live near a lake anymore, but in my first years here in Florida, I lived near a lake. It was called Lake Bonneville. And I always thought about taking a canoe on Christmas. And it's funny, I thought about this morning, but I've never actually done it. I mean, I thought about it when I was a kid, when I was like 17. I thought about taking the canoe out and bringing my guitar and then singing Christmas songs on the lake so that nobody could see me, but people could hear me, because, you know, sound travels incredibly well on a lake over the surface of water. Hope I'm doing this right. So sound travels incredibly well. Now, I'm not making this guy play a guitar. I just want this guy out in a boat. So just get him dressed warm, because he's out in the winter. He's going to see this tree. He saw this tree from the side of the lake. So here's the story here. I'm making up a story. He's rowing to the other side of the lake where he sees this tree, this lit tree. And he's just going to see what the heck it is. Like, who put a tree on the lake? What do you think about that idea? And we get the reflection of the boat. And then I also want, so a lot of this is going to be dark. Just a little bit of light so we can see what we're talking about. We can see what's telling the story. I'm not really good at doing boats. I'm not really good at any of these things. I just work them. I just consider myself working them. Okay, so he's got it. Or maybe he's got... the oar's on the other side of the boat. How about that? And we got his reflection in the water here. This is going to be a lot of dark. Let's put that tree a little bit further up. Just a little further up, and put the edge of the land right there. It's like a little jetty or something right there. Maybe there are other trees in the background also, but this is the one that's lit. And then behind there, yeah, I'll make it up as I go along. How you guys doing? I slept a long time today. I usually get up at 3 or 4. I got up after 5 this morning. I don't know what. Maybe I was just tired. That's what they say. I got up at 4. And I looked at the clock and I said, oh, let me sleep till 5. And then I ended up getting up at like 5:40. It's now 6:20. So I really slept in. Okay, I want to make some background, distant hills here, just slight, because I want that water to go way far away. Because I want another light source. I want the moon maybe right there. And then, of course, reflecting in the water. And everything down here gets lit. So there's our composition. Now, time to put the paint down. Took me about 7 minutes to do that. It's a long time. Long time for a sketch. All right, let's get started. I don't know where I'm going to work here first. I guess I'll work close to the horizon. Put my first lines here. to get darker as it gets, or richer as it gets closer to the other side. What color is that? What color is this? There's a rich dark blue. Yeah. Rich dark blue. Keep that open for the moon. Keep the moon up there. Okay, now this tree here, this tree is going to be tricky because I have to do the negative stuff, you know? But let's first get that moon defined a little bit better. Doesn't have to be as big as I first drew it. Alright, now let's get this tree in here. So the negative parts of the tree have to be painted in. Very obviously lit. And to do that, I have to get the negative stuff in there. What color is that? A little bit darker, yeah. And I can always come back and add more to it, you know. So you guys okay? This is going to be the 189th card of the 200 cards that I'm making for the church. And I think after I get 200 cards done, I'm probably going to do something else. I'm thinking plein air. I'm thinking I might want to do plein air. Alright, now let's... So this is going to be the horizon, and this is going to have a dark area here. Let's just go ahead and put this here. Just kind of to define this area here. Because again, we have to put the dark down there so it can accentuate the light. And now the boat itself. Again, the boat is mostly dark, but there's going to be a little reflection of light on the boat. And that's how we can see it. Very tiny line. That's why it was a good idea to pencil it in. Gives me something to follow, you know. Just something easy. There we go. Yeah, I used to have this idea to bring my guitar. When I was a young man, I played guitar all the time. Acoustic guitar. I had an electric guitar, but I really didn't play it much. Don't ask me why. I just was influenced by Paul Simon and Cat Stevens and, I don't know if you remember those guys. But I always thought I'd take a guitar out onto the water, and then at nighttime people who live in the houses along the edge of the lake would be able to hear music coming from across the water, and it would be dark, so I wouldn't be able to tell where it was coming from. I never did it. There were alligators in that lake, and you know what? I was so naive when I was a kid. Easily could have made a bad mistake. I could have easily made a bad mistake and got flipped over in the boat. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to think about that. That's like, when you think that way, that's like making up a story for a horror movie. Right? Yeah. Guy goes out on a boat to sing Christmas songs in the middle of the night to nobody in particular. Flips boat, gets eaten by an alligator. Oh my gosh. That would be the end of me. That was way before I was a papa. Oh, I'm glad that didn't happen. I wouldn't be a papa. Being a dad and being a papa are two of the best things I ever have become. And neither of those things can I take credit for, because God does those things. I mean, I know I had a role, but it was an easy role. It was a very easy role. Well, I mean, the first part. Raising a son was a beautiful thing too. I watch my son now as he raises my grandson. I'm so proud. I'm proud because I see him doing the things that I used to do. Taking him places similar to the places I used to take him. That makes me feel good. It really does. So, if God listens to everything I say, then God, thank you so much for the blessings you've given me. Thank you so much. I always used to say, when I die, I'm going to tell God thank you. And then I think I came to realize that I don't have to wait until I die. He hears me right now. So, that's me being philosophical right here, right now. Just philosophical. I know everybody doesn't believe the same things, but that's what I believe. If you ask me to prove it, I can't. I just can't. I don't know how to prove it. I don't know how to prove almost anything that I believe, but I believe it. So there you go. All right, now let's see. Make this come over here for the reflection. I can always add a little bit of light to that, I guess. There's the boat's reflection. I'll put him down here. There we go. There's the boat and its reflection. Oh, you know what I watched last night? I watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It was a funny movie. I thought I had seen it before. I said to Robin, I think I've seen this, like before we turned it on. But I honestly didn't remember it. So As I was watching it, I thought, well, this doesn't look familiar at all. Just mix a little bit of black and a little bit of blue. Is it dry? Looks like it's dry. So this is going to be the back, the distant hills. Goes into that tree. Straighter, a little straighter. I kind of want that to be a little bit blurry too, but I can take care of that later. Okay, now let's get back to that blue again. Get some of that blue down here in the water. Get some dark blue here first. Trying to think how to do this. Let's see if I can get that light, very watered down look here. Kind of let the watercolor do its thing. Gotta remember, this is the reflection of the tree here. That very light. It's a real balance between dark and light. I'll just keep doing it. I'll get it. It'll come a little bit. I hope. I don't ever want to be too sure of myself. You can remember that reflection of that moon also. Of course, the moonlight won't be only in one spot. Get that a little bit fuzzy. Let that just take over. Okay, make this a little darker. Yeah, he's pretty much a silhouette. All right, just keep working. I think it's happening. Just have to make sure it gradually becomes lighter and darker. Just try to grab these colors, and it's a real play of light and dark here. It's starting to look like what I envisioned. Oh, I messed up on the moon there. I'm going to have to use some white paint, I think. Oh, look at that. It's picking up. Oh, look at that. Oh, the reflection is... Oh, wow, that doesn't usually happen that easily. That doesn't usually happen that easily. Okay, well, I can always fix that too. All right, now let's put some... What is this color? What is this color? Back here. So I want some other trees in here. But these ones aren't lit, nor are they snow covered. They're just there. There's trees in the background, just normal distant trees. Just keep grabbing that color, spreading it out. Maybe there's even some trees on this side of it, of the lit tree. I want one lit tree here. Maybe the ground around the tree is also lit from the reflection. Gotta remember that. Okay. Let's get some of that distant mountain there, kind of reflecting in the water also. Move some of it around here. get this blue here. Get this dark right here. It's probably got a lot of like golden light, not just white light. So I gotta work on that too. There we go. Little by little it's coming. Make another tree here, I guess. Another hint of a tree. My brush is so raggedy looking right now. Here we go. Alright, now here's the tricky part. The tricky part. We want this to be a golden light. Very golden. So maybe a little golden light on the edge here. A little hint of yellow. Here we go. Can't be all yellow. Gotta be little, just little dots of yellow, I think. Yellow and white. And then there has to be something else to kind of separate the colors, the lights from the darks. Yeah, it has to be something else. I think that something else should be like a shade of orange, I think. I think that's where I'm going with this idea. Oh, here's some orange right there. Just accidentally. Make it a little bit more orange, I guess. Just go ahead and spread it out here. Might have to darken the water some more, I think. But right now let me get some of this orange color in here. Color in the middle. Okay, I might need to wait till it dries before I add any definition to this, but I think we got the idea here. Just a lit tree and a guy in a rowboat going to check it out. Now, do I have anything that could be considered a dark brown? Let's see what this is. I don't know, maybe just some little areas. Just some tiny little areas. Let me get some of this in there. Here we go. A little bit of darkness right there. All right, now let's go back. Oh, what do we do now? Make some more defined branches, maybe. We gotta get these reflections down here too. These trees that are up here will be reflecting down here. I almost forgot to do that. Yeah, they're reflecting in the water here. Alright, now let's get some light colors on top of some of those darker colors. I'll use a little bit of gouache, of course. A little bit on the back. That's all I need. Just a little hint. A little hint. Alright, now let's get some of that yellow and mix it with some of that white. Here we go. And go ahead and add some of these bright branches here. There we go. It's a very well lit tree. It's lit with only one color. It's white, but it looks golden, I think. It's the golden tree. And then in the water, reflecting in the water. Okay. There we go. Let's get some of that white now. Get some vertical lines over here. So it's vertical lines. You put these in here. And now this moon that I messed up on, I'm trying to fix some of the pieces of the moon. You ever see the way Van Gogh did reflections in water? It's just very inspirational and very. If you ever look at some Van Gogh paintings where he has reflections in water, it's kind of hard not to want to duplicate that. It's kind of hard to look at that and say, "Oh, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to try to duplicate that." But the truth is, for me anyway, every time I look at a Van Gogh, I say that's what I want to do. I want my stuff to look like his stuff, but not his style. I just want it to be that magical. That's the thing right there. I just want it to be as magical as his, not necessarily his style. I don't think I could do his style anyway. But here's the reflection, which is sort of kind of his style. I say one thing and I'm doing the other. So I want some lines in the water, just to create that look of water. Just to create that very cool look. How's that looking? Is that looking all right? How about this moon reflection? Is that looking all right? Maybe a little, maybe right there. Trying to decide if I want to put some, maybe a little bit of light right here, just on the edge of that water. Maybe there's just a little bit of something happening here. Alright, let me try. I'm gonna hopefully don't mess it up too bad. Try to add a little bit more darkness to the blue. Maybe even here. Got a little bit of that going on over here. me just add a little bit more of that. Kind of balance it out a little bit. Put some over here. I just kind of like adding this blue. It just, I don't know. It's just adding something to it. I hope I'm not seeing it differently than you are. Okay, I'll just smear the back and I think I'm done. Hope I did a good job. Hope I did a good job. Alright, let me smear the back of the card and I'll let it dry. I don't know why I challenge myself so much. I should just do a simple landscape. I should just do a simple. Keep it simple, stupid, right? That's what they say. I don't know, I like a challenge. This one took me almost an hour, but that's okay. I don't think time should matter. Well, the only reason it matters is because I have to go pick up Robin's mom. I have to go get her. But that's for a couple of hours. Alright, let me let that dry. And I'll be right back. I hope I like it. I hope you like it. I'll be right back. Okay, it's dry. Let's fold it and make it into a card. Well, there we have it. I'm not sure about it, but there we have it. That's the idea that I saw in my mind. Not so sure about it, but that's what it is. It is what it is what they say, right? It is what it is. Alright, I guess I'm done. Not sure what's in that boat. I think I made his arm kind of funky or wonky, but that's okay. Maybe that's not his arm. Maybe that's his something he has in the boat with him. Maybe that's a dog. I don't know. Christmas tree lake. That's what I'm going to call it. All right, I'll talk to you later.